It's Halloween time, which is my favorite time to dive back into my Castlevania games, and it's also tradition for me to watch my favorite slasher film, Halloween. Micheal Myers is one of my favorite slashers, not to mention that his story took place in my home city of Chicago. So it made it really hard for me when I was a kid because I couldn't tell the difference between real and fake. I guess when you're young, movies are real. In this video, I will talk about one of my favorite psychos, Micheal Myers. Micheal Myers was raised in a small Midwest town of Haddonfield, Illinois. At the age of 6, Micheal Myers murdered his older sister Judith on Halloween night. No one really knows why he killed her. He was then locked up at Smith's Grove Mental Hospital. Micheal Myers spent 15 years there before breaking out October 30th. That's right, one day before Halloween. Micheal Myers is now 21, and according to his psychologist, Dr. Loomis, he was headed back to his hometown. And there is where all hell breaks loose. For 23 years, Micheal Myers hunts down the rest of his family to kill them. I think what fascinated me about Micheal Myers is that at age 6, he just started killing and there was no explanation of his evil. It was terrifying to me because there was no method to his madness. We never knew what he was thinking or how he was feeling or if he could even think or feel. It was like he wasn't even human, like he was an evil spirit that had a human body. I never got into the later films as much as the first two, but I do remember something about him being under a curse. Halloween 4 through 6 was a weird time, and sometimes it's hard for me to think of them as canon. I always felt that Halloween 1 and 2 went together and then it ended with H2O. The explanation that I like is when Michael told his grandmother, "Voices in my head tell me to say I hate people," which means he's suffering from schizophrenia. Apparently, schizophrenia gives you superhuman abilities. He's been shown to have super strength. He was shown to be able to crack a human skull with just his thumbs. He was able to pierce through a door and impale people with blunt objects. Blunt, not sharp. And he was doing that kind of thing with ease. I used to always wonder how strong he was. I know he had super endurance because one time he was chasing his target through an entire town and he never even breathed heavy once. Like, you never heard him breathe heavy at all. His durability is unknown. He's been gunned down by an entire police force before. He's been high voltage electrocuted. He's been blown up.
It's time, Michael.
I feel that he has some kind of regen ability because there was times he lost organs and they were later recovered. What really horrified me, what made me lose a lot of sleep, was the fact that one time he got shot in both his eyes, point blank range, and he didn't even say ouch. He never flinched or said ouch once in the movie series. And I know he's not a mute. Oh, sorry if that's offensive. I don't know the correct term. Maybe speechless, maybe a better term. I know he can talk. But Samuel Loomis said that hell wouldn't accept Micheal, which means that he can't die or enter the afterlife. But does that really exempt him from pain? One thing that I think we all can agree with, the one thing that defined him as one of the scariest slashers in the history of slashing, was his stealth. He even made Solid Snake look like an amateur. It creeped me out when he can just sneak up on people without making a sound. In huge areas, very small areas, he was very good at not attracting attention. He was even able to fit into spaces that he shouldn't have. His stealth and speed were very frightening. Seeing him stalk during the daytime made me feel like you were never safe. In earlier slashers, most of the killings happened at night. Micheal Myers didn't care. If you was his target, he was going to kill you no matter what time it was. His ability to teleport was underrated. He would sometimes be in one spot, and when the victim was in a good lead or far ahead, he would almost seem to appear right in front of them. If by some weird chance someone did see him, they would go up to the area that he was in and he would just vanish into thin air. It's funny, when I was younger, I used to play jokes on my sister. I used to say I was gonna get Jason Voorhees to get her, and she would say, "Jason don't kill kids, stupid." And she would retort, "I'm gonna tell Micheal Myers to get you." And I would like play it off and play like, Micheal Myers ain't nobody. I would go to bed and be shivering like an Eskimo taking a bath. Micheal killed everything: men, women, kids, dogs, cats, chicken, ducks, mammals, and serpents. Micheal just didn't give a damn. Actually, this psycho did care about cats. He spared a bunch of cats a couple of times. I think that's what makes Micheal so appealing, is the fact that we never know what he's thinking or feeling, like I stated earlier. He is such a complex character. Halloween is a timeless classic and one of the older movies that still holds up today. Micheal was the original boogeyman. When somebody said the boogeyman gonna get you, I automatically thought about his silhouette in the dark, and it horrified me. The confusing head tilt, his immortality, and the fact that I couldn't understand him, the fact that I couldn't even figure out if he was human. Honestly, I felt like Jason and Freddy were more human than he was, and that's saying a lot. Micheal Myers turns 60 this year. Isn't that wonderful? I can't wait to start my Halloween marathon again so I can sleep with the lights on until Christmas. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Peace.